Alright, so I want to show you a storytelling technique that can actually help you get more clients. So let's get right to it. So what this boils down to is something used in storytelling, which is basically using a weakness as a strength. Because in my opinion, some of my favorite stories and some of my favorite characters in films and shows have been the weakest ones. And some of my least favorite ones, maybe more mainstream, are where the main characters or the biggest characters just have no flaws whatsoever. And there's a way to use this in your offers, in the way you break down your offers, in the way you explain who you are and what you do as a business, that can actually be used at, instead of just typically as flaws, flaws equals great and flaws would equal bad, which is the way most people would see it. You can actually use it to show how you stand out and how good you are as a business. And I think the best example of this is probably if you were to look at reviews. And maybe I'm the only one here, but I want to ask you this kind of rhetorically here. If you've ever looked at reviews for a product or service before, maybe on Amazon or maybe as a service you've looked for, how often have you looked at many 5-star reviewed products or services if they have maybe less than just a dozen reviews or half dozen reviews, compared to say like a 4.2 or a 4.5 star one? And you actually are more inclined and prefer the one that has slightly less positive reviews, because that's just more realistic. The kind of law of statistics will always show that not everybody, even if something is amazing, is going to like what they've bought. Just because some people don't like it, some people just want to complain about it, or whatever that might be. And so in most cases, I'm often looking for the one that doesn't have the full 5-star, because to me, especially if there's either thousands of reviews or there's only a few, I know if there's 4 or 5 reviews and they're all a 5-star, they're most likely spammers or bot-made reviews or whatever it might be. Whereas if it's got 8 reviews and it's like a 4.2 or a 3.9 or whatever it might be, I know that they probably understand how this works and they've tried to make it look more realistic, which I would do if I was trying to do that. But it's also more realistic in most cases because there's actually going to be people that just see the flaws in it regardless, or just want to hate it for some reason. So when you're making offers, when you're trying to break down who you are, what you do, and why you are as good as who you say you are, there's actually a strength in showing the weaknesses. And I think Alex Hormozi broke this down as the kind of Eminem strategy, because in 8 Mile of Eminem, he's basically shitting on himself. He's literally mocking himself in his entire opening rap. He's literally dissing himself the entire time. And that allows him to own his own mistakes, own his own flaws, so that the person he is in a rap battle with cannot use anything against him, because he's used it all against himself. And this is where you might see this in bigger offers, where obviously, like I've explained in another video, where it's kind of called the anti-offer, where you don't necessarily highlight everything that's good about you, but you just be a bit more transparent about the other areas where you wouldn't be as transparent with on a more lower end offer for people that aren't as experienced in this type of thing yet. So for instance, if you have for Iman Gadzhi, for instance, he has the agency program, or has in the past, which is basically, here's how to make 10K a month type of thing, or here's how to just scale your business basically. And that didn't really have any downsides to it besides the cost, 1K, 2K program. Whereas his bigger program is right, this is 18K and this is gonna be tough. There's multiple downsides to it, right? But the positive is that it's going to literally just change your business. So he's listed the downsides before he's shown the positive. And that's what you can do here, is when you're showing your weaknesses, let's say you run a marketing agency, let's say. It might be, you're going to help them get to 10K plus in extra profit in a month. You have a great, a team worth 10K of team value in a month, and your retainers are under 5K or something like that. However, it might be that it's going to be slow processing times because it's only humans and you don't want to have an overwhelming system for clients or your own team, or that maybe it's going to take a few weeks to see results, whatever. That's a terrible, it's terrible writing there. It might take a few weeks to see results. So showing the weaknesses either before, during, or after whatever process you're going through, the breakdown of what you do and who you are, it's the best way of differentiating yourself and being the pattern disruptor out of all the other offers that are out there. And so that's why I think that's the best way, really, that if you are trying to show yourself and show the truth about who you are, if you want to stand out the best, use a little bit of weakness as a strength, and it will shine through the other seemingly irresistible offers out there, and actually present yourself not necessarily as an anti-offer, but it will just be helping you not be seen as just every other sheep in the herd, but the black sheep that stands out from the crowd, so that people that do genuinely need your product or service actually see it and are more likely to want to work with you. Alrighty, so thanks again for watching. If you did find this video valuable, please do leave a like and consider subscribing, as well as sharing this video around with anybody else you think might find this valuable too. And also check out my video link in the description about 9 steps to helping you get more clients for your business as well, in a full extensive technical breakdown right there. But with that being said, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.